What's going on, guys? ChillsFM here, showcasing one of, if not the strongest team in the Open Great League right now. Guys, a lot of you have caught on to Lanturn and Altaria being a very strong core. However, I was on Twitter the other day and I saw that Eastside Pastor, a fellow content creator over on Twitch, posted that he thought that Dragonite was an even better closer for this team. And I kind of have to agree. Having access to superpower to nuke the steel types that sometimes Sableye can't lure out is so huge. This thing puts in a ton of work. Being a dragon flying type, it's still going to be able to wall the things that Lanturn are weak to, especially the grass types. And as you can see, I had an absolutely insane day with this core yesterday. In the last 4 sets, I only lost 3 battles. So yeah, it was phenomenal. We're gonna jump on into some of these battles. Leave a like, leave a comment down below. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. By the way, featured elo, not correct here. I'm going to update it. I believe this was from rank 14 to 16. So there we go. All right, so into this one, we have Sableye up against a Stunfisk lead. So we did actually get the steel type out right here. It's pretty good for me. Sableye can flip this if I so choose to, and they actually just go for the rock slide bait here. So I wasn't going to shield anyways. It was just a rock slide, so that's perfect for me. I build up to the back-to-back foul plays. This is going to be doing a lot of damage, potentially getting a shield, but no, they do decide to let it go through. Now this will only be another rock slide. I'm thinking Sableye might be able to hold on here, and yeah, we do. Now I don't think I was going to be able to get the Shadow Claw down, so I am going to go ahead and throw this next foul play to take them out or grab a shield, and they do decide to go down. In comes a Runerigus. So we have a great answer for this with Lanturn. Of course, they have Sand Tomb, which will be hitting for super effective, but it's not a very strong move. They swap out into their Lanturn. Of course, their Lanturn is going to be running Spark, so it's better than my Lanturn in that aspect. But we can come in with my Dragonite here and shield up whatever they're going to be throwing here. Now, do I actually call this? Yeah, I call that one. So that one's a surf there. Beautiful no shield. I'm going to be building up and going for the Dragon Claw. This will be doing a ton of damage. I mean, these Dragon Claws are no joke in the Great League. It would be probably taking them out from that range. And I'm almost at the next one. Now, I know this is only going to be another surf, so I'm going to no shield it. And we do hold on, but we don't get the Dragon Claw off, unfortunately. So I come back in with my Lanturn, going to just throw this surf. They are low enough from the Dragon Breath that this will be lethal if they don't shield, so they do throw up a shield. Now I know I can easily tank a Thunderbolt from them, a lot more easily than a Shadow Ball, and they're actually running Thunder, which does slightly more damage, but we still survive. It only hits for neutral. We're at the surf now. In comes the Runerigus. This is going to be hitting for super effective. Not quite lethal, but a couple more water guns will do the job, and that's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. All right, jumping into battle number 2. Definitely some misplays with the baits from that opponent, but there's definitely some sweaty battles in here as well. All right, up against a Stunfisk lead. So this is a little bit of a scary lead. Of course, we're doing super effective damage with all of our water type moves, but they can one-shot us with an earthquake. So going to be going for the surf before they can throw, making them make the decision first. I actually threw it on CMP, which I actually think is the right play here, because I don't think they're ever going to be over farming. And you can kind of make them make the shield decision after they've already locked in their move. So here, they actually just go for the rock slide. They expected me to CMP, I guess, on the rock slide. And they swap out into a Swampert, and we got a great answer for that with our Dragonite. Of course, Hydro Cannon will still hurt, and if they build up to the Sledge Wave, it would be a little bit scary. I'd definitely throw my Dragon Claw before they got that off, but just going to be the Hydro Cannon here. Going to throw my Dragon Claw before they get to the next one. This will be doing a ton of damage. I don't think it will be lethal though, and they actually throw up a shield. Actually, that might be lethal from there. Swampert's not that bulky. So I am going to go ahead and match shields here. Going to shield up the Hydro Cannon. I should be able to outpace to this next Dragon Claw, or actually even get the farm down. Beautiful. I'm leaving this with energy. In comes Galarian Stunfisk. We got the superpower ready to go. So we'll be easily taking them out. Probably Dragon Claw plus a few Dragon Breaths would have done it, but it's all right. In the back, they have a Venusaur, and I'm going to flex a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and catch this Frenzy Plant here on my Lanturn. By the way, Frenzy Plant double resist on the Dragonite, so normally you could survive one, but from this health, of course, I cannot. But I can come back in with Dragonite, go for the Dragon Claw before they get to another Frenzy Plant. This is going to be doing massive damage. Shiny on Shiny Crime here, takes out the Venusaur. That's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. All right, moving into the next one. Lanturn up against a Cordilli. So grass types in the lead are becoming a lot more common, like a lot more common. But we have some play against the Credilli since they do take neutral from all of our water type damage with Lanturn. Still, of course, going to be swapping out to Sableye because both Sableye and Dragonite are better answers. We lure out a Clefable. Not a great thing for Sableye to see, but at least Dragonite's not seeing it, and we are able to get a shield off my opponent. Now I can come back in with Lanturn. Lanturn is my only answer for fairy types, so this is perfectly fine. Now, I know I need shields to be able to handle that Credilli, so I am going to eat right here. It is going to be the Psychic. Now I'm going to be going for the Surf. It might not be lethal from here, but we'll be able to get the Water Gun down if they no-shield it, which they do. So beautiful. I have 2 shields for Dragonite. Can it handle the Credilli and what's in the back? It's going to be a Poliwrath. So still a little bit scary here. Poliwrath can carry Ice Punch, which does hit for double super effective. We showed up the first one. It's a Scald. They get the attack drop, which is a little bit tough, but they basically just told me they don't have Ice Punch because Scald's a more expensive move. Why would you throw Scald if you have Ice Punch? So we get off the Dragon Claw there to do some nice chip damage, trying to threaten the shield. Unfortunately, they don't shield it, and they're going to get this next Scald off. It does a lot, but we survive. In comes Credilli, going to be shielding up the potential Stone Edge here. It's just a Grass Knot. Oh no. Can I get to the superpower? I'm going to actually bait with the Dragon Claw first, expecting the shield. Most people know that we have superpower now, and yes, we do get the shield. Beautiful. Going to swap out now into my Lanturn, knowing I need to clear the debuff, and I'm going to be able to get this Surf off, which will be doing some nice chip damage and potentially threatening them to throw their energy as well. After the Surf and the Water Gun damage, we're going to be able to just Dragon Claw this thing to take it out. Like, this is kind of an easy end game all of a sudden. So Dragon Claw taking out the Credilli, a couple more Dragon Breaths taking out the Poliwrath. Dragonite just making it look easy, even though that was kind of like a core breaker for a team. Like, no, Dragonite's like, no. It's speaking of core breakers. Oh my gosh. Abomasnow. I saw this and I was like, what the heck do I do? So we got to stay in here because our only answer is Sableye. But Lanturn's going to put in a ton of work here. They hit me with the energy ball right away. Luckily, they do not get the defense drop. Not that I think it matters much, but I'm going to be able to go ahead and throw this first Surf here. And if they get greedy, I might make it to a second one because Surf is still very spammy. And yeah, we'll make it to a second one. They were at the Weather Ball, which I think would have been lethal. Yeah, it should have been lethal. But hey, we get that off now. And they're trying to get aggressive here. They're building up as much energy as they can. That way they can threaten what I have in the back. But I'm going to go ahead and let Lanturn go. I'm going to come in with my Sableye. If this is an energy ball, so be it. It'll do like 50 to 60%. But it's just going to be a weather ball anyways, so it doesn't do too much. In comes a Galarian Weezing. So still, we are in big trouble. This thing is big trouble for both of my back 2 Pokemon. I'm going to be building up and going for the Foul Play, hoping to get a shield. And we do get a shield. Beautiful. So I have to shield up whatever they throw here. If it's only Sludge, it doesn't really matter because they'd be able to farm me down. But it is going to be the Play Rough. Now, I want guaranteed damage here, so I'm not even going to build up anymore. I'm going for the Foul Play right off the bat. And they still shield. They read right through me. I don't know if I can make it to the return, but I don't know if I need it. These Shadow Claws are really adding up against this Galarian Weezing. So I'm just going to go for the Foul Play. Yes, this is resisted, but I don't think they can farm me down and nuke my Dragonite. So yes, we connect and I snipe with the double resisted Dragon Breaths. In the back, they have a Swampert and they're going to top left. That's going to be GG's. Well played to my opponent. You'll have to see it. You'll have to see it. And to the next one, up against a Medicham lead. So fairly neutral lead for my Lanturn. However, I am going to be swapping out into Sableye because I have good answers in the back, right? Dragonite, being a flying type, is going to be resisting the fighting type moves from Medicham. But we do, of course, have to watch out for the Ice Punch, and Sableye completely walls it. Now, Sableye always should be your safe swap on this team. Dragonite is not a good safe swap by any means. I mean, if you see an Azumarill, you're just completely walled. So yeah, just use your Sableye. Anyway, they bring out an Umbreon. Sableye can win this in the 0 shields by going straight return, which is absolutely insane. If you don't have a Sableye yet, I'm sure we will have Sableye spawns during the Halloween event this year. Go grind. Like, it's worth it. That thing's amazing. I didn't build one for so long. It's so good. Alright, so we're going to come in with Lanturn. Need a Foul Play here. They're going to actually be able to outpace to another Foul Play, which is a little bit uncomfortable since we don't know if Lanturn's going to be really useful in game or not. And they swap back out into Medicham. They throw instantly. I'm like, they don't have enough, right? For a Psychic, no, it's just going to be a Power-Up Punch. So they just showed they have Power-Up Punch. We're going to come in with Dragonite. And they're going to be throwing after 6 counters. So normally I would think, okay, Power-Up Punch Psychic, it's only a Power Punch. But since they threw after 6, yeah, it might be a nice punch, and it was. So going to be building up and throwing the Dragon Claw before they make it to another Ice Punch or even a Power-Up Punch, I believe. And they do shoot it up. Okay, so I guess they were one short of the Ice Punch. So they showed it up. They're going to be throwing again. Of course, it's the Ice Punch. We can show that up and farm down. Now we have a Dragonite with a lot of loaded energy. And they're going to come back in with the Umbreon. So we're going to go, of course, for the Dragon Claw, taking out the Umbreon. Wasn't really sure where they were at on energy. In the back, they have an Azumarill, which is not what we want to see. However, we have a lot of energy on Lanturn. So we're going to be able to nuke it with the Thunderbolt. It's going to do about 60%, maybe 55. I don't know, somewhere in there. Now they're going to be throwing to take me out. What is it going to be? Going to be the Ice Beam. They were looking for an aggressive farm down here. But that allows me to get a little bit more water gun damage. Now, I have to throw before they throw the next Ice Beam. Going for the superpower. It's going to be hitting harder than the Dragon Claw. Is it enough to take out the Azumarill? Yes, it is. Actually, one more Dragon Breath. We need one more Dragon Breath. Dragonite's amazing, though. Like, superpower in the Great League feels so good. I tried it out in the Ultra League, by the way. I'm just gonna tell you. I tried it out in the Ultra League, and I didn't love it. I barely got to use superpower in the Ultra League. Maybe it was just the day that I was playing. I'll probably try it again when Ultra League comes. But I'm not planning on featuring those first battles. That I played 2 sets with it. I'm not planning on featuring those because I didn't love it, but I do love it in the Great League. I really do think it's a good fit in the Great League. All right, so going for the foul play here against the Lanturn. One more thing, PV Poke recommends the Shadow Dragonite. I think either are fine. I really do, because of the regular one can handle G-Fisk actually a lot better. Whereas, of course, the Shadow one's going to be threatening shields off things a lot more easily. But if you're using it as a closer, I personally think that the regular might be better. Anyways, Lanturn goes for the Thunderbolt. That means we can farm all the way down and have a ton of energy on a Dragonite. With a shield, absolutely, like, nothing wants to see this besides a Fairy type. And they're going to come in with Altaria. So first Dragon Claw coming through, going to be doing massive damage into this Altaria. And they're going to be throwing their energy right here. I'm going to be farming up a little bit more before I throw. And going for the next Dragon Claw. So this will be lethal into this Altaria. What do they have in the back? Going to be a Registeel. Now, Dragonite's about to go off. First superpower comes through, does over 50% into a Registeel. And look at this, able to make it to another superpower. I could have just swapped into Lanturn, easy cleanup, but no. This is Dragonite's game. This is Dragonite's feature. We're taking out the Reggie with the Dragonite. So GG's, well played to my opponent. Oh my god, I was so hyped after that one. Into the next one, up against a Dragonite lead. Since I do not have Sparks, that's not a good matchup for my Lanturn. However, they didn't know that, so we both actually insta-swap in. They bring in their Lanturn, I bring in my Sableye. Going to be no shielding this first move. It is going to be the Thunderbolt. By the way, Surf is slightly more energy efficient, but I mean, like, slightly. So I guess, like, if you think your opponent's going to no shield, Thunderbolt probably is still the play. But Surf's a lot safer, just to start spamming out Surfs. I'm sure there's some matchups where you need exactly one Thunderbolt and one Surf to land, so just learn your matchups with Lanturn. I think it is somewhat a knowledge-based Pokemon. Able to get switch here with the return. In comes their Dragonite. Now I'm going to bring in my own Dragonite. They're running Dragon Tail on theirs. I'm running Dragon Breath. Still, I don't think they're going to make it to a second move if they stay in here. So I will shield up the first Dragon Claw here, and they're going to be bringing out a Tentacruel. So I'm going to go ahead and chip with the Dragon Claw here. Probably should have just swapped and got to the Thunder. Well, I was trying to get the shield off, right? Yeah, I was trying to get the shield. So we get some nice damage with the Dragon Breaths. And now I can come in with my Lanturn, and they can only throw acid sprays. Acid sprays into me. I was going to say Poison Fang. So Acid Spray, no big deal. Dropping my defense, but Lanturn's so bulky. These poison, the fast move, the poison jabs are not doing a ton. They come back in with a Dragonite. Now that Dragon Tail is going to be doing a ton of damage to me for sure, but we get the shield, and because they're running Dragon Tail instead of Dragon Breath, we actually make it to the Thunderbolt because the damage didn't register, right? Whereas if they were running Dragon Breath, I'm literally 1 HP. I would have been gone. So I think Dragon Breath personally is better in this meta. but maybe that's just me. Into the next one, up against another grass type Trevenant lead, terrible lead. Going to be swapping out into Sableye and being met with the Drapion. So I'm going to be building up and baiting with the Foul Play. A little bit of a risky bait, but I really want to try to flip switch here. And they no shield. Absolutely incredible. I did not expect the no shield, so I am going to be eating what they throw here. They actually go for the Aqua Tail, which is interesting. Maybe they're running Aqua Tail Sludge Bomb. Not really sure. But here comes another Aqua Tail. So that tells me that, yeah, they're probably running Sludge Bomb as their second move. I'm going to be able to make it to this return here. So do they want to give up a shield this time? No, they let it go. Beautiful. We just got switch. In comes the Trevenant. Trevenant not going to be able to farm down before I make it to this Foul Play. This Foul Play will, of course, be getting a shield. So they get the farm down. No big deal. We can come in with Dragonite and shield up whatever they throw here. Hopefully it's the Shadow Ball. Hopefully not the Seed Bomb. And it is the Shadow Ball. So I should be able to farm down before they make it to another Shadow Ball, I believe. Yeah. Beautiful. That fast move pressure from Dragonite is so nice. Like, Altaria can't do that. Altaria cannot do that. Speaking of Altaria, we grab the shield there, and now look at this. Able to make it to another Dragon Claw, but you know, sometimes like when you got the better Dragon type, you gotta BM. So we just go for the superpower. It's resisted. I'm sorry for the disrespect in this one, but I was 4-0 going into this battle, and I was like, yeah, I got to. So now we're just gonna go for the resisted Surf. I don't think it's enough, but I really don't care. And they're gonna get to a move right here, and I'm like, you know, I got a Lanturn. Lanturn's bulky. Yeah. So GG's, well played to my opponent. I'm sorry if that was you. I really am, but like, I had to. There's the 5-0. Guys, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment down below. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much to my channel members for the additional support. And until next time, this is Chill SFM reminding you to always keep pushing forward.